my very first game review. Today I'm going to be reviewing Yoshi's Story for the Nintendo 64. It's a platforming game and is rated E for everyone. My history with the game is I found out about it in Nintendo Power when the Nintendo 64 was still Nintendo's current home console. And after reading a few more articles on it as the game was being developed, I decided to give it a try. Even though the game looked like the kind of game a younger child would play, I decided to give it a shot. And I was kind of expecting it to be easy until I started dying repeatedly in later parts of the game, and especially the boss fights, including the last one. It looked, like I said, it looked like an easy game for a little kid, but in this case looks can be deceiving and the later levels can still give me problems even now that I'm older. The story is that Yoshi's Island is in trouble. Baby Bowser has stolen the Yoshi Super Happy Tree, a tree that is the source of the Yoshi's happiness and supplies them with fruit, and before leaving cast a spell on the island that turns it into a pop-up storybook. However, 6 Yoshi eggs manage to avoid the effects and hatch shortly after Bowser's attack. After finding out what has happened, they decided to journey to Baby Bowser's castle to retrieve the Super Happy Tree and save the island. Now, how does gameplay run? There are 3 options to play: Story Mode, Time Trial, and Practice. Practice is the tutorial to learn how to use the controls. Time Trial is where you can replay levels outside of Story Mode and beat your best high score. Open levels in Time Trials by unlocking them and beating them in Story Mode. Story Mode is, of course, the main adventure. At the start of every game, the lucky fruit is chosen that will give more health when eaten and will be the same throughout that run of the game. In the game, there are 6 areas, each of which is a different page of the book, and each area has 4 levels. Unlock all 4 of the next area's levels by finding all 3 hearts hidden in previous area's level and beating it. The first area, however, will always have all 4 of its levels available. Beat one of the 4 levels by eating 30 fruit and beating the boss in the levels they appear in to move on to the next page of the book. The game can be incredibly easy in that sense, but don't let that fool you. Difficulty with the levels ranges from the first level being the easiest to the 4th one being the most difficult. Moreover, the difficulty gradually rises as you advance, with the last world having some of the most difficult areas in the game. Not to mention going through Story Mode on All Melon Run can add to the difficulty of the game, along with going for the high score in Time Trials. You have 6 Yoshis to choose from at the beginning of the game, and they act as your 6 lives. Green, blue, light blue, red, pink, and yellow. Lose all of your Yoshis and you get a game over. The differences are that their favorite fruits and favorite Shy Guys and how you defeat the Shy Guys. For example, Green Yoshi's favorite Shy Guy is the green ones. Eat these as the green Yoshi to recover health and it gives you 3 points added to your score. However, ground pounding or shooting their favorite with eggs earns you 6 points instead. Eating a regular Shy Guy that aren't their favorite will earn 1 point and recover some health, and 2 points for shooting or ground pounding. There are 2 other Yoshis, black and white, hidden in certain levels. They're in bubbles with surprise balls. Find them and pop the bubble to get their eggs. Beat the level with the egg and you earn these Yoshis. Basically 2 extra lives. These special Yoshis, like every fruit, these are also the only Yoshis that can eat the chili peppers that often pop up in levels or get mixed up with the regular fruit as a way to trick you into eating them. Any other Yoshi that eats these will have a lowering of health. There are also heart-shaped Super Happy Fruits that you get by eating 1 fruit 5 times in a row, ground pounding the ground where it's hidden, and in surprise balls or bubbles. These fruits grant you invincibility along with unlimited eggs and the ability to turn Shy Guys into fruits by ground pounding and popping all balloons on screen by ground pounding as well. Your abilities include eating, ground pounding, jumping on enemies, using eggs, and turning enemies you have eaten into eggs. Be careful of which enemies you eat, as some will lower your health instead of raising it or do nothing at all. There's also the flutter jump to help you reach high places, and the ability to sniff out hidden secrets such as platforms to reach higher places, hidden melons, super happy fruits, or one of the level's hidden hearts. You also have characters that will help you, such as Poochie the dog, who will appear where hidden goodies are that you must sniff out, Miss Warp and her 3 sisters. Wake them up and they will become warps that you can use to warp to different parts of the level. And the White Shy Guy. Find him hidden in a level after you have lost a Yoshi and select him in order to get the Yoshi back on the Select a Yoshi screen. There are also mini-games that pop up in certain levels. There's the melon race where you must reach the finish fast to earn all 7 melons, and the melon delivery where you must not only catch all the melon blocks that fall at the beginning of the race, but also balance them as you run to the finish. Every block you drop is another lost melon. And as you progress further into the game, the obstacles that stand in your way to make you drop these or slow you down progress further. Melons are valuable in addition, as each one is worth 100 points. There are 30 in each level. Eat all 30 and gain a big point bonus, as well as coins that appear in special formations when you eat enough melons to earn a super happy fruit. There are several in-game items to help you advance through the levels. There are the power flowers and bees to recover health, the turbo tulips that help you reach higher locations, message boxes to give you hints on what to do, mystery switches that temporarily activate things like bridges, coins scattered around to make your score higher, warp phases to get to each part of the level, egg blocks which you use to stock up on eggs as your ammunition, and much, much more. As for the graphics, compared to other Nintendo 64 games, both the very popular and the ones that really didn't get a whole lot of hype, the graphics are lacking. But for what they were going for with this, it's a charming look, and fairly simple. You know those interactive books very young kids play with that have the squares of fabric placed on the pictures in the book? For example, a square of brown fabric glued to the picture in the book of a brown dog? Back when I played this for the first time, and even now whenever I play it, that's what I'm reminded of. Grass is made to look like painted cardboard, denim for the sky with fabric stitched into it to look like clouds, inflated plastic balloons made to look like grassy platforms, along with wooden building blocks and Tinker toys. And some of the backgrounds look like pieces of newspaper with Nintendo, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi's names on them in a typed font. If I could pick games to compare this look to, it would be the Paper Mario games and Kirby's Epic Yarn. The audio of most of the themes for the levels is the same song, but redone to match the theme or atmosphere of the level. Everything else, such as the game's theme song, game over theme, and such, have their own songs. As you take damage, the music will become more and more warped and will return to normal as you regain your health. So, as far as cons go, as I mentioned, the game is lacking in music and graphics department, and the game can be very short if you just opt for the strategy of eating any fruit you come across to get the 30 to advance to the next page. However, the game does make up in gameplay and the level of difficulty, especially in the 3rd and 4th levels of a page. And you don't have to take the same route each time you play, so the game isn't the same every time. So it adds some replay value. One thing that is disappointing now, years after the first time I played it, is that I'm torn between whether or not they should have implemented the storybook theme more, similar to how the Paper Mario games did it, or just leave it as it is. Overall, if you're looking for a platformer to simply play through, I would recommend it. It's a nice, simple game that's good for breaks in between the bigger titles, and it still offers a challenge. If you're still not sure if you want to get the game, try looking at a walkthrough or other reviews of the game. Yoshi's Story is available on the Wii's Virtual Console for 1,000 Wii points if you want to download it, and you might be able to find a used copy in stores and places that sell used games. I hope you all enjoyed my review of Yoshi's Story. Let me know what you think, and with that, farewell.